Sometimes I just like watch it like it's a TV.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my Lord, can we look just at the camera?
Let's get one thing straight. We all adore Taylor Swift. We've cried to All Too Well, screamed blank space in the car, and convinced ourselves that our cardigan was symbolic of something deeper. Taylor isn't just an artist. She's the soundtrack to our breakups, glow-ups, and everything in between. She's our millennial fairy godmother, turning heartbreak into #1 hits and making revenge feel like an art form. But somewhere between her Tim McGraw days and her $2 billion empire, something shifted. The girl next door became the woman on top of the world, the one who once strummed a guitar on her bedroom floor now commands entire stadiums and rewrites pop. Culture in real time, transformation more visible than right now. Taylor isn't just living in a new era, she's architecting one. Every public appearance feels choreographed to perfection. The paparazzi walks in tailored coats, the secret lyrical Easter eggs hidden in outfits, the subtle smirk that tells you she knows exactly what she's doing. This isn't accidental evolution, it's empire maintenance. Gone are the days of shy interviews and teardrop guitars. Today's Taylor commands boardrooms, stadiums, and social media algorithms with the same precision she once reserved for songwriting. Her brand has become a global organism. One part nostalgia, one part power move. And while fans still chant her lyrics like gospel, there's a growing fascination with the woman behind the myth, the strategist, the storyteller, the CEO in sequins. Because make no mistake, Taylor Swift didn't just grow up, she scaled up. And in doing so, she's quietly rewritten the modern playbook for fame itself. Real kicker? The accessories. A vintage Tod's bag worth $3,000 and knee-high Stella McCartney boots priced just shy of $2,000. All paired so effortlessly, it looked like she just threw it on. It was the kind of casual elegance that says, I don't chase trends, I set them. And yet, for someone who built her image on being every girl's best friend, moments like this remind us she's now orbiting a very different tax bracket. 2. The I woke up like this airport look that could fund a family vacation. In March, paparazzi caught Taylor breezing through JFK in what appeared to be a chill travel outfit, oversized sweatshirt, leggings, sneakers. But zoom in and you realize that sweatshirt is the row, retailing for nearly $1,200. And the simple duffel bag? Louis Vuitton, $4,500, even her sunglasses, Celine, of course, clocked in at $450. She made TSA look like a Vogue editorial. And that's the thing, Taylor's fashion isn't just about luxury, it's about control. Every piece, every silhouette, every color palette feels intentional. She's not flaunting her wealth, she's curating it. It's a visual language of power disguised as effortlessness, a modern fairy tale told in wool, silk, and quiet confidence. Because Taylor Swift isn't dressing for applause anymore, she's dressing for legacy, quick to lose their minds. Not just over the sparkle, but over how effortlessly Taylor made luxury look lovable. One minute she's the megastar in jewels worth a down payment on a house. The next she's giggling on the sidewalk, holding Travis's hand like it's prom night. That duality is her secret weapon, the balance of unreachable icon and girl next door energy. Photos of the night went viral within hours. Fashion blogs broke down every detail, from the coat's hand-stitched embellishments to the subtle shimmer in her eyeshadow. Meanwhile, Swifties on X joked that she was just out here playing Monopoly with real money. But for Taylor, it's less about flaunting wealth and more about crafting a narrative. One where love, glamour, and power coexist seamlessly under New York streetlights. It's the ultimate modern fairy tale. The billionaire pop queen and her football prince strolling through Manhattan, looking like they just stepped off the cover of a high-fashion romance novel. Exactly. That moment summed up the new Taylor Swift paradox perfectly. She's not strutting around declaring herself a billionaire. She's kneading sourdough while dripping in Cartier. The contrast is almost poetic. The girl next door wrapped in diamonds, the folk singer who built an empire and somehow still sees herself as relatable. Her quiet luxury isn't about showing off. It's about control. Taylor's fashion, like her lyrics, is curated storytelling. Every outfit, every piece of jewelry reinforces the mythology. She's not just living the dream, she's editing it in real time. And whether fans roll their eyes or rush to copy her look, one thing's clear, no one does humble extravagance quite like Taylor Swift. Intro to Sold Out and
taken over my life in a huge way. I'm really talking about bread.
60% of the time now. It's become a huge factor.
Sold out in 5 minutes? But that's the irony, isn't it? No matter how hard she tries to blend in, she can't. Taylor Swift has outgrown relatability. Her cozy girl autumn isn't built on pumpkin candles and thrift store sweaters. It's curated through Cartier, Chanel, and a stylist team worth more than most startups. And yet, we still love it. Because deep down, the fantasy of Taylor strolling through New York in a $50,000 fall outfit feels like comfort food for the celebrity age. It's escapism wrapped in wool and gold. The ultimate reminder that even when she's pretending to be one of us, she's still living in a world we can only dream about. And private security details? Still, the internet went wild. Not because Taylor was overdressed, but because she looked like she belonged in that rarefied world. The once small-town girl who used to write breakup songs in her bedroom was now gliding through elite weddings draped in couture, blending right in with Hollywood's billionaire royalty. And that's what makes it so mesmerizing. Taylor Swift's fashion moments aren't just about luxury, they're visual proof of her evolution. Each look tells the story of a woman who built an empire from heartbreak and hustle, and now wears her success, quite literally, on her sleeve. Whether she's baking bread in diamonds or attending weddings in $60,000 gowns, she's no longer the girl next door. She's the woman at the top of the world, and the world can't look away. Total surprise. But you wouldn't know it from how effortlessly styled she looked. The cream silk dress flowed like a scene out of a Nancy Meyers movie. Her hair undone just enough to seem natural, and her diamond-studded sandals caught the sunset like a cinematic lighting cue. It was perfection. Polished, spontaneous, and wildly expensive. Fans couldn't get enough. Photos from that day flooded timelines, dissected like evidence in a cultural moment. Every detail became a headline. The cut of her dress, the ring's carat size, the exact shade of her manicure. But beneath the frenzy was something deeper, a sense that Taylor had officially graduated from relatable superstar to untouchable icon. Her engagement wasn't just a love story, it was a lifestyle brand. The kind of fairy tale where the happily ever after comes wrapped in Cartier, photographed in golden hour, and posted with a perfectly timed caption. But I probably should have, she added with that signature grin, the kind that turns every moment into a lyric. Travis isn't exactly subtle, and she wasn't wrong. The backyard was decked out in soft lights, candles flickering across the patio, and her favorite Lana Del Rey song playing faintly in the background. It was cinematic. The kind of proposal that feels scripted, except it wasn't. She admitted she'd been lounging in her comfy dress, totally unaware that the outfit, a cream silk number worth over $5,000, would soon become one of the most photographed looks of the year. Add in her Cartier jewelry and diamond sandals, and the price tag for that casual moment soared past $42,000. It was peak Taylor. Effortlessly romantic, unknowingly extravagant, and perfectly composed for the camera without ever meaning to be.
Go and just walk around the backyard and have a glass of wine. I'm like, I'm always going to want to do that.
That's good. Always bad.
And then I realized exactly why all of the windows were curtained and why he was nervous. And
yeah, look at this.
It was
right
the best possible case scenario. Look at that. Look that's what he was turning the backyard.
Cover shoot waiting to happen. Case in point, that viral photo from the Arrowhead Tunnel. Taylor, mid-laugh, holding a Chiefs jacket that looked vintage but was actually custom-made by Gucci. Her jeans? A perfectly tailored pair worth over $1,200. The boots? Louis Vuitton, retailing at $2,800. And those gold hoops that peeked out from under her messy bun? Tiffany & Co., valued at nearly $10,000. It was the kind of look that said, I'm just here to support my boyfriend. If your boyfriend happens to be an NFL star and your idea of game day merch costs more than the average fan's season tickets, fans adored it. Comment sections filled with praise like, she makes football fashion look luxurious, and Taylor's tunnel looks deserve their own runway. Others joked that she could probably buy the entire stadium if she wanted to. Either way, it cemented her new identity. Part pop icon, part billionaire muse, and now the unofficial first lady of football glam might as well have been walking a runway instead of entering a stadium. Cameras flashed from every angle as she made her entrance, a vision of glam meets gridiron perfection. Her look? A black corset top paired with crystal-embellished jeans that shimmered under the stadium lights, giving pop icon meets NFL royalty. The outfit alone cost about $1,345, which almost sounded modest, until you noticed the accessories. Around her neck and wrists gleamed over $16,000 worth of jewelry, while her tiny football-shaped clutch, yes, really, clocked in at $4,624. But the real headline wasn't even the outfit. It was the suite. Taylor's game day perch reportedly cost anywhere from $500,000 to $3 million, a literal palace in the sky. Surrounded by family, friends, and half the internet's attention, she cheered for Travis like the queen of both pop and football. Fans couldn't decide what to focus on. The bling, the love story, or the surreal fact that the girl who once sang about crying on her guitar was now ruling the Super Bowl like a Swarovski-coated monarch. It was peak Taylor Swift. Dazzling, dominant, and completely beyond the realm of relatability. Yet somehow, you couldn't look away. Relatable anymore. She's transcended it. The girl who once scribbled lyrics in her notebook about heartbreak has evolved into a full-blown empire draped in designer fabric and billion-dollar confidence. She's not just attending events, she's owning them, turning every public appearance into a cultural reset. Watching her at the Super Bowl, surrounded by celebrities, cheering for Travis while cameras captured her every smile, you couldn't help but realize, this isn't the same Taylor we grew up with. She's not the underdog or the outsider anymore. She's the standard, the myth, the moment. And maybe that's okay. Because Taylor Swift stopped being one of us a long time ago. Not out of arrogance, but evolution. She built herself into something larger than life. Something untouchable. The kind of icon who can wear a $4,000 clutch to a football game and still make it look like love, not luxury, feels like. We may never glide through Manhattan in $1,000 boots or sip champagne in a Super Bowl suite, but we've all known love, loss, ambition, and the messy in-between. That's her real currency, not the jewels or couture, but the way she turns human emotion into art. Maybe that's why, even as Taylor Swift ascends further into her billionaire Olympus, we're still right there with her, singing every lyric, defending her online, and gasping at her latest look. She's out of reach, sure, but never out of resonance. Taylor might not be one of us anymore, but she's still for us. The dream version of who we might be if life came with a spotlight, a soundtrack, and a sparkly bodysuit. Swift, she's the blueprint, the perfectly polished paradox of sincerity and spectacle. The same woman who once wrote about teardrops on her guitar now wears diamonds the size of them. She's outgrown the narrative of the small-town dreamer and stepped fully into her era as a global empress of image, emotion, and influence. And while some might miss the cozy cardigan days, there's something mesmerizing about watching her rule her kingdom in heels that cost more than rent. Taylor Swift may no longer be just like us, but she's proof of what happens when talent, ambition, and sheer willpower collide. A living legend dressed in glitter and grace. Glitter and grace.